Welcome to the last CEO's blog for 2020, and what a year it has been. We can all reflect back in our own minds of the tough measures that had to be taken, but we can also think very clearly how we, as an industry, adapted to and moved forward very successfully. However, just as we're about to move out, as we thought, of some of these COVID restrictions, they are back on. Unfortunately, we have the outbreak in the northern beaches of Sydney, but that reaches to a lot of areas, well within Sydney, and hopefully, though, not outside of Sydney. So what I'm suggesting is be alert to any notification Harness Racing New South Wales puts out, and hopefully they are not too tough that we can't move forward. We certainly don't want to move back to segregation, but unfortunately in the city area we have had to take that measure. Keep an eye out on what the government says, but most importantly keep an eye out on what Harness Racing New South Wales says with those alerts. Most unfortunate, as I said, but that's the world we're living in with COVID-19. With great anticipation, the Dubbo Club recommenced the TAB Carnival Cups program with the time-honoured Red Ochre Classic, Mayor's Classic, on Friday night. Won by Gotta Party Doll, trained by Amanda Turnbull, driven superbly by Isabel Ross for Steve Hunt and Sandy Lodge, which is Jenny Turnbull's syndicate name. The TAB Carnival Cups continue over the oncoming period with the Bathurst Shirley Turnbull Memorial on Boxing Day, the Parks Langlands Hanlon Cup on New Year's Eve, and the Leeton Yenda Products Cup on New Year's Day. After that, we will move on to Temora on January 9, when the $18,000 Temora Cup will be conducted. And then, of course, we move on to the other meetings, in particular, the big double header coming up at Goulburn. Carnival Cups is back, the program's back, and after that, we will move into many other TAB Carnival Cups meetings. Look forward to these. The prize money is very good. The clubs really dig in deep to put on what is generally a really great race meeting. And I encourage you to look out over the next couple of weeks for some surveys and feedback that Harness Racing New South Wales is looking for. In particular and primary are the proposed conditions for the 2021 New South Wales Breeders' Challenge Series. These will go out to all participants who we have contact details for, and we're looking for what you think of these conditions. They will impact on what we do towards the end of the year with the Breeders' Challenge. The regional boundaries still remain on the agenda for Harness Racing New South Wales after receiving feedback from the Harness Racing Clubs Committee. Also, we will be making some announcements with regard to feature races in all the regions over the next couple of weeks. So keep an ear out, an eye out, and look forward to these things. And as I always say, be proactive in your comments. Don't be reactive after the decision has been made. I'd like to thank all those enthusiastic breeders who send in the photos of their foals recently born. The season is still in play and foals are still being born. They'll probably be born right up until early in the new year. But for this week, we have two real beauties. The first is a Sweet Lou out of Liberty Bell Midfrew, whilst the second is by Lazarus out of Soho Kidman. They're both potential champions. You probably have one out there as well. So over the Christmas period, send in your foal photos and we'll see whether we can publish them and show the rest of New South Wales what a fine crop of foals we have going into the future. Well, as I expressed earlier, this is the last CEO's blog for this year. I hope I've been informative. I hope that you've been able to take something out of it. Merry Christmas to everyone on behalf of the board and the executive of Harness Racing New South Wales and all the staff that you see from day to day. You either see the stewards in the field or you contact the staff here at Bankstown. We're here to help. Please ask us for our help. Thank you for what you've contributed in 2020. We look forward to 2021. Have a relaxing, peaceful and joyous Christmas as we move forward into what can only be better times.